Okay, so I'm live right now. Um, so I did my video about Young Still, and basically he just did a video called Agents, and he completely tells you that he's a demon because I just told y'all how he copied me without me saying something public or putting something public about that bag or backpack that he had, the little pack that he had. And he goes on and makes a video called Agents and says, there are some people out here who just watch what the next man does. And those people are very demonic. That's you. Everything that he says, he's talking about himself. Literally, that's why he's so educated in it. Not because he's a victim who's gone through so much stuff. He's extremely educated in gang stalking because he is a damn gang stalker. The next thing I want to talk about is how him and Candy Grandpre have so much in common. Most people who are being gang stalked do not have not been offered a gang stalking position. If you pay attention to these people, they're literally saying that they were offered a gang stalking position. Where were you positioned in life? What place were you in life that someone just offered you a gang stalking position? People aren't just being offered gang stalking positions. You don't go to the work source and they say, "Oh, they have some positions for gang stalkers. Do you want to be a gang stalker?" How are you offered a gang stalking position? Because you're hanging around people who are demonic, evil people. You hang around gang stalkers. That's why you were offered a gang stalking position. You're a gang stalker. Everyday people don't get offered gang stalking positions that are minding their business and being good citizens. Okay, so yeah, that there's some glitch that was going on for a second. But anyway, like I said, people do not get offered gang stalking positions unless they are a damn gang stalker. Who would even have the nerve to come up to you and ask you that? Him and Candy Grandpre, they both must know Chief Handler, David Jane, or whoever the Chief Handler Faco is. They both are copying off of a targeted individual, which is me. Now they're into home health care, which I don't do anymore, and I'm never going back to, I'm pretty sure. I don't think so. I don't have any plans on doing that. Young Still is not he does not do home health care. I guarantee you he can't prove it. He doesn't. He's in a house right now acting like he's doing home health care. There's pots and pans all over the stove, and he's eating ramen noodles and just threw them right there. Do you think he's a home health care provider? Nobody wants him to be a home health care provider because he's a gang stalker. He's probably going to kill those old people if he was a home health care provider or set them up or something. And everybody cannot be a home health care provider. No, you cannot. If you don't have experience in it and you have a certain background, it's not that easy to be a home health care provider. He can be one very easily because he's just making shit up. I knew people. That's how it happened for me. I didn't go sign up for it. Someone offered me the job. So that's how I got into it. Then the next time somebody offered me the job, or I tell people, oh, I do this for this person, people offer me the job. I didn't go just to a building and sign up. But anyway, Young Still is clearly telling you that he's a gang stalker. Oh, people out here just are watching the next man. These people are very demonic. This is how nasty and manipulative these people are. They tell you right in your face that they're the devil and they're demonic. And it's a tactic to try to intimidate you and try to get the stupid, naive people to believe. It's a tactic to intimidate the smart people. And then it's a tactic to get the stupid, naive people to believe him. So he's doing two things at a time. Does he look like a professional? I'm not trying to be rude, but no. This man, he can't even pretend it very well. Anybody can go to Walmart. You can go to Walmart right now. You can go to one of these local stores, pick up one of those scrubs for about $10 and put it on and say you do home health care. You could walk around the whole world pretending that you do that. And nobody's going to believe that you're faking unless they find out about you, unless they know something about you. Anybody could do that. Don't trust these people. Check their resumes, check their LinkedIn, check their check whatever you can check about these people because they're liars. They are liars, period. He is not a professional. Anybody who gets asked to gang stalk is not a professional. Because the fact that someone will come up to you and ask you if you would be a gang stalker says that they sense something very creepy about you. I have never in my life been asked to be a gang stalker. And they know they can't ask me to do that because I'll call the police on them. So they're not going to even play with me like that. So the things that Young Still and Candy Grandpre have in common is they've both been offered to be gang stalkers. That's really effing ironic, like I said. The next thing is they both said that they can sell their souls if they want to. Right on the spot. How many of us actually know how to sell our damn souls? But these people, they're so like, oh, I could sell my soul today if I wanted to. They know the requirements. They know everything that it has to go into the deal. The average person doesn't know what that is. Selling their soul. I still don't know what selling your soul is. I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to look it up. But these people seem to know. Also, they are both stalking the same people and probably other people. The next thing is they're both contradicting and they're both hopeless people. They always tell you, don't do this, don't do that. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. And they also both are copycats to the maximum. And then pretend that they don't watch other people's videos, or they pretend they're not stalking people, and they pretend they're not watching people, but they've been offered a gang stalking position. They know how to sell their souls. Very dangerous people, lunatics. I'm warning any real targeted individual to stay away from Young Still. And if I were you, I would also stay away from anybody that this dude hangs around, because they got to know he's a gang stalker. Stay away from Candy Grandpre because they got to know she's a gang stalker too. And she has people that she talks to that are gang stalkers. How do you talk to Chief Handler every once in a while and he's a gang stalker that everybody hates, that people can't stand because he just bluntly goes around harassing random people on the internet? Young Still is poor. I'm sorry, he's poor. There's nothing wrong with being poor, but it is something wrong with acting like you have so much more than everybody else and then prancing around like, oh, y'all are mad because I got a job. No, projection. He's mad. The man is poor. Anybody who has to do gang stalking as a job is poor. They're poor as shit. Okay? And then he says he's so damn rich, but I see him riding around in a rusty car. I mean, there's stuff all on top of the roof one day. And then gang stalkers also have connections with, people who scratch VIN numbers off their cars and sell it and repaint it and things like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of them got some new vehicle or whatever. Because they have their gang stalking ring their circle of criminals. They deal with um, cars, scratching VIN numbers off and repainting cars, which usually deals with killing or stealing from people. If you're a gang stalker, you're poor. Also, if you're talking about selling your soul, you're poor too. I mean, extremely poor. I mean, not only financially poor, but you are spiritually poor, emotionally poor, mentally poor, physically poor, verbally poor. Everything about you is poor as shit if you're a gang stalker. Do not trust people that are that poor. They are poorer than the man laying in the streets begging for money as long as that man's not a gang stalker. Poor. They'll do anything to crucify, sacrifice, pretend, lie, hurt, humiliate, harm other people, make fun of other people for money, still invade your privacy, anything for money. And when the train ends and they can't do that anymore, don't be surprised if they get a very long criminal record, or they're working with crooked people to hide their criminal record. I mean, the dude is lying. Let me tell you something. Most people who have to do home health care, you gotta change them. You gotta do their hair. You gotta clean their house. You gotta do a lot of things for those people. You gotta make sure they're safe, and you call the hospital if they need the hospital or anything like that. That dude just don't look fit to do that type of thing. I'm gonna just be honest. And even when I did it, a lot of people were telling me, wow, to be a young person, that seems like an odd job for you to do. Most young people don't do that. And I agree. Like I said, I was offered by someone that I knew. So that's different. Don't believe these people going around here doing all that. All the stuff that this Mel, who's 30-something years old, could be doing. He says he's a rapper. Go rap. You're not doing anything. You're sitting here. He not doing nothing. Go do something. And home health care does not make that much money. You make decent money. It depends on the more money you make depends on the severity of the person. So if the severity of the person is high, that means you're going to really be taking care of that person and putting a lot of time into it. Their house isn't going to look trashed out, and their stove isn't going to look messed up. You're going to be making sure they're in a good, decent environment. That's going to require more of your time, and you might get paid more. But just for a basic person, you're not going to get paid that much money. And if you spend your whole life taking care of people, you're not going to have time to do much else. Let's just be real. Hello. And if not, if they don't have too much of a problem, you're basically sitting around doing nothing all day unless you are doing something. So don't believe these people. Do not believe these people. Make these people prove it. Prove it. You don't want to tell me to prove it, baby, because I always can come with the proof. So you're going to be looking stupid if you tell me to prove it. So that's all I have to say, is that Young still is an absolute case. He is just a awkward dude. And then he doesn't even have a girlfriend. How do you do home health care? You're so rich. You're such a nice guy that likes to take care of people, but you don't have no girlfriend. Like, nah, it's not adding up. I just don't believe you. Stop lying to these people. Stop following and stalking people. Leave people alone. Go get a real life, dude.